throw the punches, your stance must be right as far as your pivot. Start off with your pivot, get on your pivot, and it's light. The jab goes like this. This is exactly how the jab go. Jab. Out we go.
Punch. But overall, I have to say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford.
Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather paid a visit to Terence Crawford's training camp, where he shared expert advice on how to defeat Canelo Alvarez. Drawing from his own dominant performance against Canelo back in 2013, Mayweather emphasized the importance of speed, tight defense, and accurate counterattacks to expose Alvarez's vulnerabilities. With Mayweather's mentorship in his corner, Crawford may gain a critical advantage as he gears up for this high-stakes clash against the physically stronger Alvarez.
You bring the hook with it. You can go to the body. Jab. Just double jab. Triple jab.
During a recent press conference, Canelo Alvarez didn't mince words when evaluating Terence Crawford's resume. He claimed that Crawford has yet to face any truly elite-level competition, suggesting that the unbeaten star hasn't been tested at the highest tier. Canelo confidently positioned himself as a different caliber of fighter, someone with experience and skill Crawford has never dealt with. But his comments weren't just for show. They appeared to be a calculated mind game, aimed at planting seeds of doubt before their highly anticipated clash. Canelo's words reinforce his belief in his own legacy and serve as a bold reminder of the experience gap he believes separates him from his opponent.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. You
Since
mention me
2002.
one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look,
It's gonna
you.
be me.
I don't
And
care
you
about
will-
anybody else.
And you will see that day.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? Same everybody else been saying since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com.
Max Kellerman delivered a compelling breakdown while comparing the two fighters. He praised Terence Crawford's jab, calling it one of the most effective weapons in boxing today. Kellerman pointed out that while Canelo Alvarez once had a similarly sharp jab, its effectiveness has declined over time. Now, Crawford's speed and pinpoint accuracy in this area give him a distinct advantage. He also highlighted Crawford's high ring IQ, suggesting that his strategic approach could pose serious challenges for Canelo, who tends to lean on his natural size and punching power. Kellerman's analysis reinforces the idea that in this matchup, brains and technique might just outshine brute strength.
Crawford.
Best defense.
Crawford. Nowadays, Crawford. I would say early in the fight, Canelo. And earlier in his career, Canelo. But he hasn't been that kind of fighter in recent years. Although Crawford is also hittable. With any fighter, when you talk about their defense, the question is not, can they be hit with a shot? You take punches. Everyone, the greatest defensive fighters ever get hit. Pernell Whitaker, Willie Pep, Floyd Mayweather, they all get hit. The question is, can you hit them with combinations? And both guys are hard to hit. With the two-piece, hard to hit.
So who has the best footwork out of the two?
In terms of cutting off the ring, last fight notwithstanding, Canelo has gotten much better at cutting off the ring. But, early in his career, he had a problem with that and was much more comfortable counterpunching. But overall, I have to say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford. What Canelo has is size, and as a result, physical strength and punching power. Canelo also has a great chin. But in terms of, if you want to go skill for skill, especially the recent version of Canelo, who's had to turn into a seek and destroy guy, who had to learn as his career went on to cut off the ring and not just follow guys around. Like Lara, Trout, Floyd, he followed those guys around. He had trouble because he's really a natural counterpuncher.
Nico Ali Walsh the grandson of the legendary Muhammad Ali, has publicly expressed his support for Terence Crawford. He praised Crawford not just for his elite skills in the ring, but also for his strong character and professionalism. Ollie Walsh highlighted Crawford's unwavering discipline, work ethic, and natural talent, qualities he believes make Crawford worthy of being mentioned among boxing's all-time greats. His endorsement reflects the deep respect Crawford has earned from those connected to boxing's most iconic legacies, proving that his impact extends far beyond just wins and titles.
People with Canelo before Canelo's last fight, but then after Canelo's last fight, it seems like it's more 50-50 now. So everything is just the build-up for that fight is just going to be absolutely magnetizing. Like that fight, it's garnered so much more buzz after Canelo's last fight, and Bud is Bud. He's one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. He is one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. So it's going to be a fight. It's going to be awesome to watch.
Have you sparred any of them?
I haven't sparred Bud yet. I haven't been in Canelo's camp. I've met Canelo a few times. I love Canelo's team. Canelo's one of my favorite fighters. He's been my favorite fighter for the longest time. But you know, I have to be Team Bud because me and Bud are cool, and I have so much belief in Bud, and I know who he is as a fighter. He is one of the greats. So he could do anything, you know, he wants.
And being around both of them and seeing how they work and train and things like that, what makes both of them the fighters they are, in your opinion?
I've watched Bud, so for Bud in particular, he's calm in everything he does, and that kind of calm is scary to watch because it shows experience. You can see that he's been doing this for decades.
Canelo Alvarez has shown professionalism in acknowledging Terence Crawford's talent. He remarked that at the elite level of the sport, weight classes become less of a barrier as true champions have the ability to adapt. Canelo made it clear that he's approaching this fight with full intensity, knowing that defeating Crawford will take more than just physical strength. His words reflect a deep respect for Crawford and an understanding that this matchup will require top-tier conditioning, focus, and a well-executed game plan.
And why do I need to fight this guy? For you, what changed? Tell me about the moment where you're like, you know what? Maybe I'll do this. This sounds like a good idea.
No, if you're thinking about it, look how big turns this fight. It's big fight. No, that's why made me change. But you know, I've been in his situation before, jumping weight classes, and when you're a good fighter, that doesn't matter. So I'm not gonna focus on that. I'm gonna focus on training very hard because Crawford is very good fighter.
Yeah, tell me about your experience with that, because now it's reverse. He's coming up in weight. What could be dangerous? What aren't we seeing that maybe you see in this fight?
No, everything. He's a good fighter. Obviously, I know that, and I need to be careful.
Showbiz the Adult offered a well-rounded perspective on the upcoming clash. He commended Canelo Alvarez for his physical strength and the relentless intensity of his training camps, factors that have played a major role in Canelo's sustained success in the ring. At the same time, he acknowledged Terence Crawford's exceptional fight IQ and his wrestling background, which enhances both his defensive reads and offensive counters. Still, Showbiz leaned slightly toward Canelo, citing the Mexican star's experience and natural size advantage as potential deciding factors in this high-stakes showdown.
And Canelo uses his legs, he uses his core, and then his neck itself to lift up Bivol like Bivol was a featherweight. That is a huge representation of how strong Canelo is. When you look at his workouts, you can tell why he was able to do that. All these damn neck exercises that I wouldn't dare do. Okay, that stuff looks painful. The squatting and all that stuff that he's doing is exactly why Canelo Alvarez, honestly, is a strong fighter. He tried to do it again with William Skull. William Skull shook out of it, but he is a bull. Listen, Terence Bud Crawford is strong. He is, okay? And he understands leverage and he understands those things because he wrestled. Honestly, very true. but Saul Canelo Alvarez is also extremely strong. Now, let me know how you feel in the comments below. We in the zone.
Gerald Miller shared his personal take on the upcoming bout, voicing strong support for Terence Crawford. He emphasized Crawford's hunger, focus, and determination as qualities that could push him past any physical disadvantages. Miller brushed off concerns about the size gap, insisting that a driven and mentally locked-in fighter can overcome even the toughest challenges. His perspective highlights the belief that heart, grit, and willpower often play a bigger role than size when it comes to winning high-stakes fights.
Huge fight, September 13th. Who do you think's going to win that?
I'm pulling for Crawford in this one. I think people are underestimating his strength right now and his size. And I think he's a little more hungry than Canelo. So let's see, though. But I like both guys, but I'm more a little closer to Crawford, so I want to see Crawford.
Many boxing analysts have emphasized how crucial strategy will be for Terence Crawford in this matchup. This isn't just another fight. It's a legacy-defining moment. Defeating a champion of Canelo Alvarez's caliber could silence critics and cement Crawford's place among the sport's all-time greats. To make that happen, Crawford will need to lean heavily on his ring intelligence, staying disciplined and avoiding unnecessary risks. His path to victory lies in a game plan centered around precision, patience, and the ability to adapt as the fight unfolds.
Understands that he has to be smart. And I think with this one specifically, it ain't just about being smart. He knows he has to look like he's never looked before, because again, if he doesn't and he beats Canelo, everybody's just gonna say, well, that's Crawford, you know? So I think he knows that this is the performance of a lifetime and everything has to look right. He knows in order for it to look right, he can't just go out there and let the dog go. The dog is, you know, you got to work his way up to the dog. Hey, show the clip real quick. I don't know if you showed it already, but this is the dog you're talking about right here, right? And so this is, I pulled this clip right here. I seen it on social media this morning.
Don't do that. That's what I'm saying.
And I pulled this clip, right? But this is Terence.
That's who he is.
He's not gonna swing on Canelo. He already know that part of the game. But what I asked you, were you ever trying to send a message to your opponents? He's letting you know, and it's no act. And that's what I really wanted to show, is that's not an act.
No.
That's not, there's 30 security guards.
I don't know, it feels a little contrived.
You think so?
I think a lot of people feel it's a little like.
Well, I'm glad you used a big word that most of us don't know.
Hey, I don't fight as good as you guys. I had to learn some big words, right, to make up for that.
Don't look it up. Just ignore.
You
what
need big words to get out of fights. You know, you need big words to get out of fights. But you know, okay. So case in point, our guy Hafey, sitting right there, producer extraordinaire. He had a picture of Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford's ambition is undeniable. He's prepared to take bold risks by targeting a knockout against a naturally bigger and stronger opponent. His past performances in higher weight divisions justify that confidence. Crawford showed he could hold his own at 154 pounds, adapting well to the physical demands.
Bud Crawford is taking his undefeated record, putting it on the line, daring to be great, to try and knock off Saul Canelo Alvarez from his throne and go and try to do something that no man has ever done, and that is to be a 3-division undisputed champion. That's a tall task. We know that Canelo Alvarez has fought fighters way bigger than Bud Crawford. It's actually one of the biggest talking points in this fight is the size. Canelo Alvarez has fought guys like Bivol. He's fought guys like Kovalev. He's fought guys like Billy Joe Saunders. He's fought really big fighters who are established at their weight classes all the way up to light heavyweight. And we know that Bud has come from a smaller weight class, being a champion all the way down at the 135-pound division into 140, 147. But as you can see in the tail of the tape, Bud is actually taller. Bud actually has a bigger reach. And quite frankly, he did most recently fight in the 154-pound division. And I don't think he will struggle to make weight to be at 168 and fight as a super middleweight. The question is, though, is bone structure. Who's going to carry that weight more effectively? We know that Canelo Alvarez has been in the weight longer, and as I mentioned, he's fought bigger guys. It's really something amazing for Bud if he's able to.
Stepping up to 168 is a major leap, but his refined skill set and previous success suggest he won't be overwhelmed. Instead, he's entering this fight ready to prove that size isn't everything when technique, timing, and mindset are on your side.
First of all, he got to go in there and he just got to fight him. You know what I'm saying? He got to go in there. I think Crawford just got to go in there and do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? He got to just be Crawford, you know, show his IQ, show him why he's a two-time undisputed, you know, world champion, and go in there with confidence. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. You know, there's a big weight difference, a big weight jump. You know, that could be a difference in the fight. You know, because obviously, you know, it's like me jumping up to heavyweight. Obviously, I'm a feel the power. I'm a feel that size difference. You know, compared to my other fights. So I just think that he got to go in there and just be himself. And I said, if he loses, you know, we'll just all know that, hey, you know, he just jumped up 2 weight classes to be great. You know what I'm saying? It's not, he can't really, he's testing himself. He's testing himself a great fighter. So, and I don't doubt him, you know, I don't got no doubt in my mind. You know, he's a 2-time undisputed world champion for a reason. So, you know, and I don't think none's gonna phase him in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the power, maybe the size, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, Canelo, he's not knocking Canelo out. So, he just got to go in there, just IQ.
Would you lean towards Canelo still in that fight?
I got faith in him. I think Crawford could do it. You know what I'm saying? I think he could do it. Just like I said, just the size. The only shit that throws the fight off is the size and, you know, obviously the power. And Canelo's IQ too, because Canelo got IQ, you know what I'm saying? And Canelo fought a much bigger guys, you know? So I know the Crawford's power ain't gonna phase him. I know Crawford's size ain't gonna phase him either, you know what I'm saying? So, but for me, I think it's a 50-50